So here's the deal. The vibes are high, right? Everyone in Texas Tech, the Kool-Aid is being thrown around, the red Kool-Aid. I mean, there's a lot of people that are very high in Texas Tech because a lot of money has been spent. You got a $50 million football roster, NIL roster over there, thanks to Cody Campbell. So here's the question, and I think that we could turn this into a broader question. Is Texas Tech going about NIL the right way? Is this going to be the recipe for success? Is this going to win Texas Tech a Big 12 championship? Or have you spent a lot of money and you're not going to get the return because it doesn't work to plug and play? We've seen teams try and plug and play, and it doesn't necessarily come together. What are your thoughts? Hit us.
Well, I think, first of all, if Texas Tech spends all this money and it just blows up in their faces, then we absolutely deserve the Sand Aggie name, because that's just the story of A&M going back to whenever they won their last championship in the 30s. So in this case, though, I think this is absolutely the way to go about it. And the reason for that is because what you see a lot of when teams just throw money at a struggling football program, they'll use it to go grab a quarterback, they'll grab a receiver, skill positions, and really where the bulk of the money has gone to has been O-line and defense. And so you've gotten a couple of really good pieces from the portal. You got Micah Hudson back, which was just a bizarre story by itself.
Oh my gosh.
But if I can kind of get it. I mean, you pulled in 21 kids from the portal, which is that's like a whole recruiting class by most standards.
Yep.
And I would say of that, all but 5 of them are offensive line and defense, and they're all 4-star, maybe high 3-star guys. And so if you're going to win football games, first of all, if you look at what has held Texas Tech back, just going all the way back to the end of the Mike Leach years, it's been poor offensive line play and poor defense. And so they're not just throwing money at the program, but they're using it to solve a very specific problem that has plagued the program for a long, long time, and just getting quality portal targets for the O-line and for the defense.
Yeah, and there you're seeing some of them on the screen, or you should be. Hopefully you are.
Yeah.
Seeing them on the screen right there. Some of these transfers. This is the top transfer class in the Big 12. There's no doubt that there's a lot of talent here. Howard Sampson, that's one that I know a lot of TCU fans were wanting. But again, I feel like the question that a lot of people aren't asking with this is, can you take all of these disparate pieces and make a team out of them? TCU, in the season after the run to the national championship game, we had a whole new offensive line, all transfer portal guys, and they did not gel. They're starting to gel now here 2 years down the line. But is there any concern from your end, Chris, about that?
Well, I think the concern is just we haven't seen it happen yet. If you're a Texas Tech fan, I think we're absolutely guzzling Kool-Aid over here. But I would say we're also very cautiously optimistic in that, we have every reason to believe, except for the fact that we're so jaded that we just can't. But it's one of those things where do you trust the coaching staff? Do you trust Joey McGuire to, not just find talented people, but find the right people? In this case, I absolutely think he did, and I think he does. I think that's just kind of who is attracted to Joey McGuire when it comes to the kind of player that he pulls in. He had a lot of people, just in the 3 years that he's been at Texas Tech, I think for the most part, everyone gelled. I don't think there was ever an issue with with just everyone playing for each other. The problem was just the Jimmies and Joes themselves weren't necessarily the best Jimmies and Joes that you could get, especially on the offensive and defensive line. And so now you've seen in basketball specifically, when you start getting a higher caliber of player, it's a lot harder to get people who don't necessarily have a chip on their shoulder to want to buy in. And so that part just remains to be seen.
Right.
At the same time, most of these guys, if you're looking at them, they're either guys who are being promoted up from the G5 ranks, or they're guys that were playing in some pretty good Power 5. Like there's some Michigan State players, there's a Stanford player, We got a running back from USC, A&M. My God, I just saw that. There's a lot of people who are here because they maybe weren't given the chance that they thought they should have gotten elsewhere, or they're here because they did it and maxed out everything they could possibly do at the G5 rank. And now
or are they just here because they're getting a bag?
Well, that's part of it.
Here comes
Now,
money.
I very specifically watched Cody Campbell in an interview talk about how money had nothing to do with any of it. So, Cody Campbell says that that's the gospel to me.
Easy to say when you have all the money in the world.
Multi-million dollars just floating
It's
around.
not our
Money's
fault.
not something that I think about. No, that's
Exactly.
nice. Good for you.